Right, today we're going to make a mixed salad using local produce from here in the Shront. And a salad isn't a salad unless you have a great dressing. So I'm going to show you at the end my speciality dressing, for which I'm going to put all this to one side for the minute. So we'll come back to that. Okay, so once again, me being me, I haven't prepped anything because that's what we don't do that on this channel. But I'm going to put sweet corn in, so of course that's going to happen, isn't it? Ah, sod's law. Right, where are you? Tin opener, Old Faithful, good old Army Mark 1 tin opener. Good thing about these is the speed. You can do this in nanoseconds. So if it's going to go wrong, it goes wrong. And on this channel, what we do is we leave it in because we're keeping it real. Don't you find on YouTube now, everything is too polished? Everything's too perfect. And for me, I kind of want to get away from that, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Anyway. We need our gathering device for peel, etc. We need a peeler, and we'll have a chopping board. Okay, so put them to one side. Right, where we're going to start doesn't really matter. Implement of choice. What do we need to peel? We need to peel carrots. So let's start there. Now, it's not everybody's cup of tea having carrots in salads, but you might like the way that I do it. So get rid of the outer skin, unless you're a rabbit. That's the bit that we don't really like. And then I'll do this one. Now I'm going to be making a big salad. Excuse me. And I always find when you're mixing salad, you find it just goes all over the place. So if you can get a big bowl to do your mixing in, then that's great, because you can always decant it into smaller bowls. To that end, right, you're going to like this, not a lot, but you're going to like it. So just move that over there a little bit, that to there, and salad there. So I've got a bowl prepared for mixing. Right, it's big, but everything when it gets mixed is going to stay in there. Right, so what I do with my carrots, I peel them first, get rid of the outer layer, and then just quite literally give them get your peeler and just take off slivers. Now you can make them as fat and as small as you like. Let me show you here, might be easier for you. And the only downside to this is it goes really, really quick. So at some point you need to spin it round, because otherwise you've got nothing left to grab hold of. Ugh. All right. Just be careful when you're doing this. Fingers, all that good stuff. Because without the old digits, we can't do any of this, and we want the cooking side of life to be fun and injury-free, more importantly. So you can go down as far as you are comfortable. Now for me, there's a bit in here somewhere. And then what you can just do is, with the bits that you got left, the chunkier bits like that, is quite literally just chop them up. Alright, this is not MasterChef or anything. Just get them chopped up. And like I said, I'm making a big salad, so I'm doing this twice. Twice? I wasn't doing it twice, I've got 2 carrots. So get your bits as long or as small, as wide or as thin as you want. And what I tend to do is I tend to rotate. So you get your old orange part, and then the deeper you go into a carrot, the lighter it gets. Don't know if you ever noticed that. So what I do is I get down, make myself a handle in essence, get down, then I turn it around, and before you say anything, yes, I did wash my hands before I started. So just keep doing that. Like I say, this is all local produce that you see in front of you, and it's amazing stuff here. Of course, everything's in season now. There's a lot of stuff in France that comes from Spain, but what I try and do is get as much regional produce as I can, and I don't mind paying that extra little bit for it. Okay, so that little stick there, just going to give him a little halfie. And then this one here, just going to make this into little carrot surprises. Have you ever done a micro salad where you cut everything up into teeny weeny tiny pieces? It takes forever, but yeah, it's not my cup of tea as a salad. However, if you're going to put it on things like a chicken wrap or something, then it's perfect. Right, so here's our close-up. So what you're going to end up with is loads of very, very thin strips of carrot. All right, perfect for chewing raw carrot without the big crunch. So get them in there. Let's not be shy about this. Get them in. There we go. All right, that looks like I've actually put nothing in there because the bowl's so big. See? However, we shall be adding more. Right, let's get on with the cucumber. Local cucumber, as you can see, slightly different in its shape. Again, in fact, I'm gonna 50-50 this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some slices. Now I'm going to do. I was going to cheat and get me me grater out, but no. Why do it easy when you can make it hard? 4/4 planning, isn't it? I bought this grater. Right, I'll tell you what. It's lethal. In fact, I'll show you. Where is it? There it is here. Right, this thing here, right? In fact, I might just keep it out, actually. It is absolutely lethal. But it does have a protection thing on it. The first time I used it, I nearly took my finger ends off. With the guard, by the way. I don't know what I was doing, but I'll tell you one thing. It's got my utmost respect, and that's a fact. So always cut away if you can, just thin that one down a bit, in fact half that one. And where's the other one, the other fat bit? A bit like me, fatty. Cut it down again, and again. Right, so that there, we can get in, just whap it in, seeds and all, because cucumber seeds, cool. Again, this is just like I'm putting nothing in. Now again, with cucumber, I like doing this. Get the skin, because the skin is so full of goodness. Take off the skin. Top tip as well, right? If you don't like cucumber skin, don't throw it. Buy yourself a bottle of Pimm's, get some apple skins, some cucumber skins, some ice cubes and some lemonade. Mix it all together and you will have the best Pimm's you've ever had. That's just my take on it. And you can use cucumber skin in gin as well, so we make the old G&T. Don't be shy, put a bit of cucumber in there. And the skin. Right, I've just chopped that up now. A bit more substance, bit of greenery for le salade. It's all edible. Don't waste, especially not on salads. Right, I don't know what I'm doing here, I'm just cutting. So I'm going to make this into slightly smaller pieces of cucumber. Just variation on the theme, just gives the mouth a bit more to do. and it kind of makes it less drab, because salads can be boring, can't they? You know, huge bits of lettuce leaf and then like half a tomato and whatever else. If you sort of break down your sizes a little bit, it makes it a bit more pleasing to eat, because you got, you know, one time you get a slice of cucumber, then you might just get a little chunk. That's another thing as well. I'm not going to do it in this one, but don't be afraid to put in some fruit as well. You can put some melon in, some apple, and just mix it up with your veggies, because, you know, I mean, what's it say on the tin? Fruit and vegetables. There's a reason for that. So get that in there as well. Oh, bits I'm looking forward to. Well, in fact, we'll leave that for a minute. Right, peppers. Now these are called peppers, but they're not hot. These are just salad peppers. And the problem with these is you always get that piffy bit in the middle. So what I try and do, I try and cut it so that I have easy access to the piff. And get rid of that because it doesn't taste nice. And then again with this, just cut it into however big or small pieces you want. Vary it. I've got 2 peppers here, so I'm going to make one slightly smaller and the other one a little bit bigger. Wrong bucket, should be in that one. Right, so this is what I mean about when I'm doing stuff, because there'll be those that would now edit that out and whatever, but I'm leaving it in because mistakes is all part of life, isn't it? It's keeping it real. And that's, you know, I'm not afraid of messing up. Believe you me, in my life I've messed up plenty. As long as I learn from it, and I did. Okay, so look at that. It's starting to come together now. It's starting to take shape. Now, get in there. Yeah, just to get rid of the white. It's not pleasant. And these seeds, they're not like chilies. So if you get a seed in there, don't worry about it. It's not going to burn your face off. Just be wary at the very, very end. You always get a little nibbly thing. And I tend to cut that off. And sometimes you get quite a lot of pith at the bottom, like you did on this one. Again, I'm just going through making small but decent bite-sized chunks. Okay, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, before I started doing YouTube, I used to consume it. I never ever thought about doing it. But everything to me, I don't know about you guys, but to me, I wouldn't say it all looked fake, but it was too polished. And that's where I thought, do you know something? I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to make it polished at all. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Do minimum of editing. Now, of course, there'll be bits that I will have to edit, but generally, do my videos and I put them on. I'm not going to keep hounding you to subscribe or anything like that. If you want to, do. If you don't, well, you don't, you know. I mean, the only thing that's going to do is affect the algorithm for me. But I'm not here for the algorithm. I'm here for you guys, and I'm here to have fun. And hopefully inspire a couple of you to give a few things a go. And this is why I'm doing, yeah, you might argue, it's really basic. Yeah, but that's how we start, innit? We start doing basic stuff. And from the basic, we can go more advanced and whatever else. But the thing is, as long as it's fun, whether it's fun watching me make mistakes and do what I do, or whether it's fun you thinking, right, I'm going to give that a go. So it would be nice to think that I'm waffling away while I'm doing this, and you're actually in the kitchen, in your kitchen, and you're actually giving one of my things ago and having me accompany you. And if that's the case, then why don't you just let me know in the comments? Yeah, I mean, leave your comments, good, bad, ugly, whatever. It's no skin off my nose in terms of what people say. I've gone past that now in my stage of life. Believe you me, there was a time in my life when people's opinions really mattered to me. And don't get me wrong, I'm not blasé about it, but people say, oh, should have done this, should have done that, whatever. Yeah, generally the people that don't do things. So this one I'm going to leave a bit longer, just make it a bit more sort of bite-sizey, appetizey. That's quite fat, so put that through. Get that in there. Right, that bowl, actually, people, it's starting to look quite nice now. I mean, it's never going to be full, all the size of the thing, but it's looking. Oh, missed a bit of pith. See, once again, no stop, no edit. There we go. Hands up, made a mistake. Missed the pith. Pith's gone. Carry on. So, oh, dearie me. People, it is 30 plus out there today, and it's hot. It's 28 in the shade last time I looked. That's degrees centigrade, which is, you know, quite substantial Fahrenheit as real. Right, where do you want to go next? Should we do some onion? Controversy. There's always a thing about onions, right? You should cut onions this way, you should cut onions that way. I'll tell you how to cut an onion any way you want. How's that? I'm not a master chef, I'm not a trained chef, I just like cooking. And I love onions. So, if you love onions, that means you've got to cut them so that you can actually use them. So, bummer. This one is going to have quite a whack. So, anyway. Yeah, that's the thing. When you get big onions, especially ones that stay in your fingers, just ensure, because obviously onion rings, or the rings on an onion, they can be quite small. These ones are quite fat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them quite thinly. And don't worry about smells on your fingers or anything like that, because guess what we have nowadays? It's called soap and water. So just do it carefully. Well, I nearly got myself there. Do that. Same size for this one. I've got that grater staring me in the face and I haven't used it. Well, that's cool. Old school's good. We're not in a rush, are we? Are we in a rush? I'm not. So I'm not going anywhere until this is done. So there you go. Okay, right. What I like to do as well, I need to put it in the wrong bowl again. I just kind of like breaking up my onion. It's just the thing I do, because it's not worse than all your onions stuck together and, you know, somebody gets all of it and other people don't get any of it. So all I do is take a little couple of seconds, a few minutes, however long it is, just break it up. I mean, theoretically, it should all come apart when you mix up. However, sometimes they don't like being parted. They're like best mates. So I do this to ensure I have an even spread of l'oignon, because in France that's what they are called, l'oignon. L'oignon. Depending on where you are, depends how they pronounce it, but you get the gist. This is such a peaceful thing for me. I love working in the kitchen. Don't get me wrong, right? Professional chef. in those kitchens, I don't know, I'd probably knock somebody out being shouted at like that and that sort of thing. That's probably not my scene, but I love cooking. And whether you're in I think that all cooking comes with its own stress. I would argue it to be a pleasurable kind of stress, you know, that challenge of getting your food out on time. And not only on time, but everything being hot as well. All that sort of stuff, thrive on that. I love, you know, making a Sunday dinner and getting it all out all at the same time, and everything is piping hot. And people say, how do you manage that? Every time I do it, it's meat's cold, or that's cold, or whatever. It's just practice. There's no trick to it. It's just practice. But I do fly around like a banshee when that's going on. Like, and it is like MasterChef. Right. Look at these. Look at these tomatoes. These are tomatoes. Look at them. In fact, I'm going to do the old closey uppy on these. Look at them bad boys. Look at the shape of them. Look at the colour of them. Are they not phenomenal? So that's it on tomatoes. That's all I'm using these. I'm not using your bog standard from Lidl's or whatever else. These are locally produced tomatoes. Now, oh, look at that. Oh, man. Should we have a little sneaky taste? That just, I know it sounds stupid, well, that just tastes like tomato. It is amazing. If I just put that in the wrong one, no, I put it in the right one, that one goes there. Right, let's put that out of the way so I don't get confused, because I'm not very good at keeping stuff in hand, especially when I'm talking. But luckily for you lot, I haven't chopped my fingers off yet. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to go halfy on there. I'm going to get rid of the sort of slightly unsavoury bit out the middle. Try not to lose too much tomato while I'm doing it. And on this one here, I'm just going to kind of give it that sort of size. Ooh, there's a bit more. That's what I mean about local produce, you know. I mean, this has got all the flavours of the Charente in here. And I think with this one, that sort of quarter-ish, this one will do slices. I'm going to leave the little tail on there for somebody. Oh man, yeah, it's all coming together. Right, sneaky little taste of this one. That's got a tomato taste, but it's a fresher taste. That's lovely. That's going to look like more peppers, but so people are going to get a surprise when they bite into that. Oh, well, I'll say that. It does look like a tomato. Well, let's just chop it down a bit more like this. I always find it spoils it, but don't it with tomato when they've got. Let's try doing this. Very wet here. So again, if you make it all different, all your fruit and your veg, you do it all different sizes, different shapes. It makes it more interesting when you're eating. And I can't remember who taught me that. I'm going to get rid of that because that's quite a chunk. Can't remember who told me that. Well, it's like, you know, Chinese food is very soft, which is why you have things like prawn crackers and that, so you have a bit of body in there as well. Oh, wow. Okay, let's just go straight in half on this one. Oh man, look at the colour of this. Look at that bad boy. Wow, what an amazing colour. Oh, autofocus is kicking in, so come back a bit. Go forward a bit. Right, let me get out of the way, see if it'll do it. Ah, whatever. You get the gist. Right, let's get rid of the middle bit, which is not massive on this one. Now, if you're asking what varieties they are, I have no idea. I'll be honest with you. My French isn't the best. I just seen them and I thought, wow, they look amazing. I've got to take them and try. So, nearly put it in the wrong bowl again. So, shall we give this a try? Well, that, it's got like a rich flavour to it. A proper meaty flavour. Oh, how do they say delicious? What was that off? Aristocats? That snake? No. Oh, bloody hell. Jungle Book. The snake. Delicious. That's what this is. I'll tell you what, this knife is like a razor. How I've still got all my fingers is beyond me. But anyway, I'm doing my best to keep them where they should be. Right. Onwards and upwards. Cut this one in half as well. Do the same. Alright, we'll keep having a look because on my camera it comes up with a little warning with the timeout for the recording. So I'm trying to be as quick as I can. But if it times out, guess what? I'll see you after I restart it. Alright, this instance now we are very wet. Don't need that. So I'll just soak that up. Well, they're going to be amazing, those tomatoes. Right, so do you want to have a look what it looks like so far? Ugh. Oh God, this is heavy. Look at that. Look at the colours in there. Now, is that a salad or is that a salad? It's not a salad because there's more to go in. Not a lot more, but more. So, let's give that a little clean. Because we like cleaning, don't we? We like cleaning. Thank you very much, Grater. You have been a massive help. Okay, so just put that there because I don't want to throw the wrong stuff in. This iceberg, I love iceberg because it's nice and crunchy, and it holds its shape well. It's not like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love all sorts of lettuce, but with iceberg, I find you always have that nice hard sort of texture, and then just listen to the crunch on that. And it's so fresh. Again, on this you can just cut it chunks, slices, however you want to. Get your big leaves, just give them, again on this, don't be shy, just make it different shapes, different sizes. Just take off all the unsavoury bits, or the bits that the rabbits eat that we don't. But you can go in there. That's alright. Top tip, if you get any brown bits, just cut over them. Right, so just check the camera, and like I said earlier, it timed out. It didn't come up with a warning, or if it did, I wasn't looking. So I'm not adding on, I'm just carrying on, because that's what we do. Keeping it real, remember. And this now is just really coming together. I don't want my bits to be too big. Because that's the other thing with, that's what I like about iceberg. This salad doesn't take over unless you leave it chunky like. But like, you know, if you normally get your normal lettuce, your common variety, your garden lettuce, the leaves become very, very big and they flop all over the place. And a lot of people don't cut them down. And then all you do is you get this big sort of green ear flopping about on the end of your fork. Or when you're trying to get a bit of tomato, then you get this big green thing comes up with it. And that's not the bit you want. So, again, just use all the bits of leaves and stuff that you can, because we don't want to waste. I want to waste as little as possible. There's a bit brown and going off a bit. You don't necessarily have to have that, but again, let's keep it. Let's keep it into sort of nice, manageable, bite-sized chunks. There we go, and the outer leaf will leave. So, that, in essence, is the salad. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, no, it's not. Because remember earlier on, we had the tin that I had to drain. The old sweet corn. Now, this is just your... Not everybody's cup of tea, I know, but I love sweet corn. So, guess what? It's going in my salad, because it is my salad. Right, so, now, use one of them. And with my dressing, you don't really need it, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I think it just peps it. So I'm going to give a little bit of salt. I mean, you should always season your food. Seasoning is good. A little bit of salt. Not a lot, just a little bit. And a bit of pepper. A bit of pepper. And then what I like to do as well, well, there's me basil. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in some oregano, just dried oregano. Use as much or as little as you want. But like I said, just be careful, don't over season it if you don't like it. And basil. So basil and oregano, the two traditional things that go in Italian dressings or salads. I know we're in France, but you know, we're sort of cross-pollinating a little bit. Right. Now, I need 2 doodahs. By doodahs, I'm talking spoons. Right, that one can stay there. Plenty more where they came from. Just got a fresh one. Right. Now we mix. And this is what I mean. This is brilliant now, because if I get anything over the side of this, right, then you guys should, well, castrate me. Chastise me, sorry. Not castrate, because that's not good. Let's give it a good old mix up. You want to see everything that's in there. It wants to be, I'll tell you what, right, this is a pleasure for the eyes. I know it's dead basic, it's only a salad, but if you've never done a salad before, and I'm sure there's people out there who, if you're just starting out with cooking or whatever, just those few ingredients have made a spectacular kaleidoscope colour. And we haven't even finished yet, because this is just the start. Alright, we're finished with the ingredients, but this is not a salad yet. The salad comes with the dressing, in my opinion. So, get off. The old, put them to one side because we'll need them. Right, you need to see the colour of this. I don't want to drop this bowl. But look at that. Isn't that just a kaleidoscope of goodness? Absolutely goodness. Now, you've got more than your 5 a day in there alone. It's just yummy, scrummy, yummy, yummy, yummy. And now we're going to make it even better. I nearly went there. Well, now we're going to make it even better. Put that to one side. Right, this is where this comes in. Jam jar. Always have about 3 jam jars, different sizes. The reason for that will become obvious in a second. For those of you who already know, don't tell anybody else. For the rest of it, I need some balsamic vinegar, I need some cream, and I use sweetener because I'm a diabetic. So what you can do is you can just add whatever dressing you want into there and mix it up until you get it right. I, however, like to mix it up until I get it right. And the reason I like doing that, don't be worried if the cream's a bit lumpy, because it's cream. That's what cream does, because it will thin out. Well, when I say thin out, it will thicken up, but it will thin out. It will make sense when you see it. Alright, so I reckon I'm going to get another one in there, and I think that's going to do me, so we'll put that one away. And this, when you're doing this, right, you got to be careful. I mean, this is well worth it. It's worth the effort, but you got to be careful because you can really overdo stuff. However, if like me, you can have another cream on standby just to help you if you need it. Right, there's a jar full of cream, right? Agreed. Now what we're going to do is going to add some balsamic vinegar. Now I love balsamic vinegar because it's got that vinegary sweetness about it. Sorry, I just had to get a spoon for me tasty. So now, just give it a little shake. And I mean a little shake. Don't give it cocktail, because if you do that, all you'll end up is whipped cream. So what we're going to do, that's on the outside. I love balsamic vinegar. What we're going to do is we're going to have a little dip and a taste. Right, still very creamy, so I'm going to add more balsamic vinegar. And once again, I'm just going to give it a blend lightly. Okay, now with this, what you'll find is the colour is quite interesting because it actually goes kind of grey. I need to wash my spoon because I need to taste it again. So it might take a little while, and I'm probably overdone it on the jar, to be fair, but that's the only jar I had available. I don't know what's happened to me big one. That's almost there. Wash that in preparation. right to the top. Let's not be shy about this. The reason I mix it over the top, that if it spills, at least it spills where it needs to be. I can't believe that this bowl has actually turned out to be almost the perfect size. Right, so I'm just going to come over and show you this now. Can you see how it's grey as opposed to white? And that now has like a vinegar, it's like cream with a sweet vinegar aftertaste, and I'm going to call that good. So I'm going to whack that on now, as maybe shouldn't have done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a drop more in. I'm going to give it a shake, and I'm going to pop that on there. And that is my sort of ode to this, because believe it or not, I couldn't get any, well, you saw how full it was, I couldn't get any more in. So yeah, now there is a little bit of bitterness to it, so what I'm going to do, and this is completely optional, you don't have to do it, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle some sweetener on, and I use sweetener, not sugar, you know, because I'm a diabetic, but you can, if you want to, use sugar. So what I'm going to do now is give it a mix up. Now for me, you know, you don't want your salad to be swimming in dressing. And this, again, with the mixing up, because the jar was very full, it's not going to have the mix up, or it won't be mixed as good as if the mixing jar was bigger. So what you're aiming for, or what I aim for, is that everything has a coating and is not swimming. Alright, what you'll notice is everything's sort of condensed a bit now because of the liquid that's gone on there. But that's cool. Little lift back up. And then once we've done that, we can just cover it and leave it, let it draw in. And then what I would do is, before serving, is just give it another mix up, and then it's good to go. Can I have a little taste? That dressing, my good people, is exactly where I want it to be. It's not too sour, it's not too sweet, it's almost like a harmonious blend. Right, closey up zoomy. We'll closey up because I haven't got any zoomy. And that's what you end up with. So you have that kaleidoscope of yumminess covered in even more yumminess. So there you go. That is my mixed salad with my cream balsamic dressing. So now all I need to do is get it to where it needs to be eaten. So hope you enjoyed that. Take care, be good, and I'll see you on the next one. Au revoir.